the game can see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live.
How are you? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. I missed my flight, so waiting for the next one.
Oh, so you're gonna wait for another one, or not gonna drive in?
As of right now, I'm looking at a flight. We'll see. I'm chilling. My weight's good. Weigh-ins are until Friday. I'm not stressing.
Cool, cool. I was actually talking to my lady about that yesterday. I said, "Wow, you're doing pretty well, 4-0, and they're not making you drive from Tampa to Miami. They're flying you out. That's actually a blessing because I've driven those three hours, 2.5 hours a couple of times, and it's not easy." But obviously what you're doing Saturday is also not easy. At 4-0, you're going to be going for your first world title shot, which should have been your second. So before we get into Saturday, can we talk about why you're 4-0 and why your last opponent, why that fight wasn't for a world title?
Well, so Maria Roman is the current bantamweight IBF champion, and she had accepted the fight against me at the beginning of camp for this past February fight. But the IBF came back and told her that she could not fight me because I didn't meet the prerequisite in order to fight for that title. But they even went as far to tell her that if she fought me at all, that they would strip her of her belt. This is what her camp told us. So she pulled from the fight. Well, she had a full training camp and then came back and said, fight week, hey, I'll fight you. I wasn't going to turn that down. So I literally accepted the fight Tuesday and for her Saturday, but for no belt. She had originally agreed to the regional. If I was a world champion, I wouldn't have agreed to fight for a regional title either, but she could have just said so that the WBO could have been aware of it and we wouldn't have paid the fees and had them come out with the belt. But we fought it out and I won a majority decision, and hopefully we'll be matching up again. So this time I could take her belt at bantamweight because we fought at light featherweight, super bantamweight.
But that fight was able to get you the qualifications necessary to take a title shot with any other sanctioning body. Is that at least the silver lining in your last fight?
Yes, because now this fight will be my 5th fight, and you have to have 5 fights with 2 of them being 8-rounders. So the IBO approved me to fight my 5th fight for their title, which I feel very fortunate that, they want me to represent their belt. So that's pretty cool.
For sure. So now this is only going to be your first 10-rounder, and your last fight was your first 8-rounder. Like, you're like trying to fly through the rankings. You did 1 4-rounder, 1 6-rounder. I mean, your third fight was obviously a 6-round, but it only went 1 round. So are you fearful that you're moving too fast?
Not at all. I'm in a different position than many women. I'm 34. I've been doing this over 20 years. I have maybe a good at least 3 years, no more than 5 years left, but I don't see myself boxing that long. So I want to be able to grab these belts, take the hardware that I know I can, because I have the experience. Even though it was only 4-rounders in my sparring, I'm able to go all those rounds, and it doesn't take long to adjust and acclimate to doing more rounds. My cardio's there, my conditioning's there. So I'm actually excited to go these longer rounds. I don't think many of my fights are going to go the full 10 rounds anyway.
Well, that's good to hear. For the men listening, obviously, we like knockouts, and I think that's the knock on women's boxing, that there isn't enough knockouts or not enough time to allow you as the female to get the knockout because of these 2-minute rounds. But you at least are at a 50% knockout ratio, 4 fights, 2 knockouts. Talk to us about Calista Silgado from Colombia, who's a common opponent with a lot of big names in women's boxing. You know, Amanda Serrano, Cindy Serrano, and even Michaela Mayer have already faced her. Did you know that? Did you watch tape? What do you think of your opponent Saturday night?
I watched the highlights of her last fight, and that was enough for me to know what I need to do. She's not competition for me, but she's a great opponent to showcase my skills because she's gone against world champions and she's shown how durable she is. She's fought them last minute and look what she was able to do. So it's going to make me have to stay on point and stay sharp, and I can't underestimate her because you never know what she's going to come out with. She knows how to put power behind her punches. She knows how to punch. She knows how to throw combinations. So she's a solid fighter, and I'm excited to showcase my skills and that I am on a world champion level.
So in your last fight, do you feel something went wrong? What would you grade that performance, actually? What would you grade your last performance versus Roman?
Probably like a 5 or 6.
Out of a 10 or?
Out of a 10, yes.
5 or 6. Why? Why 5 or 6? Give me a letter grade. Nobody does numbers, but I need a letter grade. A through F, like elementary.
A through F?
Yeah, like elementary.
Okay, a C?
Okay.
A C plus.
C plus. Now,
C plus.
Why do you think it was a C plus?
I would have to say that because I know what I'm able to do when I have a full camp. I was dealing with inclement weather in both states that I traveled to. Mm-hmm. I was dealing with an injury, and I went out there and I still fought, not being able to sit down on my punches. I was still able to do what needed to be done to get the win, but now I have no injuries. My cardio is there. I had a full training camp. I have no excuses. So my performance is going to show what I'm able to do when I'm in tip-top shape.
So you sure your cardio is better for this fight than the last fight?
I did, no lie, I probably did like 2 cardio sessions my last camp because it was chaotic. There were a lot of things out of our control that was happening. I was stuck in the house for 2 weeks because of the weather, both in Texas and New York. And with COVID, things were hard because so many gyms were closed and we had to find where to train. There was just so many things. This camp, I've been able to focus. I've been able to do what I need to do. I started training with head trainer Kenny Johnson, and the way we click and the type of fighter he brings out in me, man, this fight, you're going to see the difference.
For sure. Because I was live at your last fight, and I didn't like that you took so many shots. Like, I felt like whenever you did get on the jab and double it in circles, she couldn't compete with you. Like, you gave her the fight she wanted by banging. And obviously, I didn't want to see you get hit. So, and Calista, you know, Silgado, she's been around the block. You know, she's got a ton of professional experience. So, I feel like the tank is going to have to be there to get the job done in emphatic fashion, because that's what you need, you know, to make a statement amongst these women in and around your division. Is that what you're looking for? Do you want to make a statement, or are you of the belief, like many of the old timers who just say a win is a win is a win?
No, I'm making a statement. I couldn't sit down on my punches my last fight due to injury. And as I said before, I have no excuses now. She's getting me at my fittest, at my best. So when I go in there, I'm looking to make a statement and show I'm my caliber, the type of athlete I am. I'm a world champion. The way I fight, I'm a world champion. I feel she shouldn't even be in the ring with me. I want to go against up and comings, other world champions. But now I have to fight her because Rosalina the Duck found the way out of the fight. So now I have to make her pay, and I have to show why I shouldn't be in the ring with fighters like her who have so many losses. Even though she's been able to go the distance with fighters who are good fighters, that's not the type of fights I'm looking for.
Now, she seems to be the naturally heavier person. Is that something that you're I guess, concerned about, and she's fought heavier people? Or do you think that doesn't matter? Weight doesn't matter? Because before you answer, post Mayweather Logan Paul, all of a sudden weight matters. When he went into that fight, we expected him to knock out this guy that's never boxed. Then he gets in the fight and everyone sees how big Logan is, and it's like, oh, he was fighting a heavyweight, so I didn't expect the knockout. So, weight does matter in certain, I guess, debates.
And, it does, but that's the thing. Mayweather is a businessman. He knows how to talk the talk, and he knows how to hype people up. Me, I just tell it like it is. I'm a prize fighter. I'm a competitor, and this is what I do. I don't think her weight's going to be an issue because I've been sparring people who weigh up to 145 pounds, and I've been able to hold my own, so it's not a concern of mine. I'm well aware she's going to come in heavy because I know she's going to be cutting a lot of weight. So she'll probably be a super featherweight when we're in there. She'll be at least 130 when we're fighting. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to hold my own.
For sure, for sure. So, now you missed your flight. You're supposed to be in Miami at 5 in the morning. When's the next flight?
Well, my team's taking care of that, so I'm just standing by. I'm just chilling.
All right. So, I know that you take to your Instagram a lot and vent. I seen you kind of say something a few days ago. You might as well take the opportunity to be on the platform and address anything, in terms of your opponent. I know you had an issue with Rosalinda, but let everybody know her last name so we know exactly who you're talking about and your reasons as to why you feel the fight didn't happen. And is that fight still a possibility in the future, or is this a situation where, you snooze, you lose?
I would like it to be a situation where you snooze, you lose, but we are under contract to fight. I am her mandatory to have to fight next because my team provided her with a tune-up fight so that she would fight me since she had a little bit of time off, which I felt was fair enough. I would want a tune-up fight also. So she got that. Immediately after the tune-up fight, we get a doctor's note with whatever the case is, whether she can't sleep, broken fingernail, but she basically said she's been sick for weeks. I can't fight. So she had to pull out the fight. She can't fight no longer. I post I have a new opponent, and I see on social media that she starts posting that same day that she's been training. Well, I thought you were sick. How have you been training this whole time if you were so sick? So I believe, in my opinion, she knew that she needed more time to be ready for me, and she found a way to make that happen. I have no interest in fighting her at this point. Saturday, I become a world champion. Once I'm a world champion, you better have something for me. If you don't have hardware, I'm not interested. So she can go kick rocks for all I care. But if my team tells me I have to fight her, there's a vacant belt where we would match up, then I'm just going to punish her. And I'm going to punish her bad. So it's in her best interest to look at this as a blessing and just not step in the ring with me.
So we were just talking about weight, and I'm going through your Instagram. June 5th, you posted the day I learned why weight classes were established. But seriously, shout out to Melody. What size? She's huge. Who is this? A girl or is that a man? And what weight? Okay, she's definitely a girl. Okay, because I went to the next picture. So what weight class is she in? How was that work you got in there with such a tall person? And how do you think that's going to benefit you? Is that for this fight or is that for a possible Michaela Mayer fight?
Well, the situation with that, to be fair, is COVID was happening. There weren't a lot of people available. She was just getting back in shape, wanting to box, wanting to turn pro because she is ranked in the amateurs. So I told her, hey, that's fine. We can move around as long as you don't try to knock my head off because you are really big. But I love the experience because if I do fight someone taller, I now understand what I need to do to get on the inside. And I actually do very well against taller opponents. So I enjoyed it. She didn't take it too far. We got some good work in. And I doubt I would be able to spar her now that she's in full shape and ready to fight as a pro. But at the time, it just worked for where she was and where I was.
Okay. So Friday's the weigh-in, obviously, right? Are you expecting a fiery face-off, or are you and Silgado on good terms?
I have nothing against her other than this wasn't the fight I wanted, but it's still a good matchup. So may our hard work pay off and show who's the best. And I don't have really anything to say to her. Just looking to weigh in, let her know that Saturday night is my night, not hers. And we'll see what happens.
You know, I'm still screen sharing your Instagram here. I want our live viewing audience to go ahead and follow you at Melissa Odessa. But I'm showing this video of you drinking water with the braids. You know, you look so much like Costa Rican Hannah Gabriel's with these braids. Has anyone else said that or no?
No, but that's a compliment. She's a very beautiful woman.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, she's
So thank
gorgeous.
you.
Shout out to, what is it? Brian Vasquez, I think is his name. Hawaiian Punch is her husband. So I'm gonna make a screen, like a side by side. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to send me this picture of you with these braids. I'm gonna find one of her because she's got dreads.
You know I'm a woman, so we got to be specific. Is it my passion twist, my braids, or my dreads?
Oh God, this is May 31st. It was on my birthday, so shout out to that. And you was in Signature Punch Gym. I love that gym with that huge helicopter ceiling fan. Oh my God.
Yes, it was my soft locks, and I love it because I felt so Caribbean.
Well, you are Caribbean, aren't you? Puerto Rican?
Yeah, Afro Latina from New York. My mom's from Arecibo, Puerto Rico.
We gotta get you. You know, you gotta make a statement so that Rosie Perez can get a whiff of you. I think that you and her need to link up. You sound so much like her. You're from New York City. She loves boxing. It would just be a great PR move for sure. Like, oh yeah, this is my long lost sister. You know, they always say there's a double of you somewhere out there, and at least, you know, I'm not saying you look like her, even though you can look like her at sometimes, but you definitely sound alike. But I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the show and talking a little boxing with us, letting our community know you're going to be fighting for a world title. Anyone in Miami area, this is fight is happening in the Doubletree Hotel. And where can they get tickets, or any phone number they need to call? Do you have any of that information?
Yeah, you can go to signaturepunchtickets.com or signature.punch, I believe, .tv. So whether you want to buy a ticket and come view it or stream it, it's going to be a live pay-per-view. You'll be able to purchase that.
All right. Well, thank you again, Melissa Odessa. Follow her on Melissa Odessa on all forms of social media. And don't forget, Saturday night. Is there any way to buy this, like, live stream? Are they a Signature live streaming it?
Yes, it's going to be a live pay-per-view. So signaturepunch.tv, I believe, is where you'll be able to purchase it. But I will post all the information on my Instagram. So whether you want to buy tickets to attend or purchase the pay-per-view, you'll be able to click on the link and go straight to it.
Oh my God, I had another question here. It slipped my mind. All right, Melissa, thank you again for coming on the show. We appreciate you, and we'll be in touch.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Melissa Oddessa Parker. She fights Saturday. Don't forget to follow her right there on Instagram at Melissa Odessa. Yeah, we gotta get Rosie to know who this woman is. Look how similar they look, right? I'm still screen sharing a video of her doing sprints up a sandy hill. Whoa. So she definitely put it in, and physically she looks in better shape. You know, you can see I just showed her laying on the beach. Six pack is definitely in full effect. So hopefully she's in tip-top shape, because I know me and my girl went to see her last fight. Or not her last, was it her last fight? I think it was her last fight. She won it, and she was a dog, but I did not want her to take that many shots. You know what I'm saying? That was like a bang, you know? I don't want to be in it. I don't want you to bang. I want you to win.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.